I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. My name is Anam. I lead the brand marketing team at WeddingWire India, a part of the Not Worldwide, as you would already be aware of. Ashna from my team had been in touch with a lot of you. Unfortunately, she is having a personal emergency at home and is unable to join. So I will be taking you guys through the session. And what I'm going to do right now is open it for the other panelists to introduce themselves. But before that, again, thank you so much for joining us today, taking your time. And this is the first webinar for 2022. So really excited to have you all with us, and wishing you all a very happy new year. So over to you guys to just quickly introduce. I think I can see Bhumika in the first row for my grid. So maybe Bhumika, we can start with you, please.
Hi everyone, I am Bhumika Bahl. I'm a celebrity makeup artist and makeup educator and influencer. Apart from doing makeup, my aim is to change the lives of people right here. Very good to see all of you.
Great, thank you so much, Bhumika. I think I see Palak next.
Hi guys, a very good morning. I'm Palak here from Bombay, and we are a bridal wear designer brand by the name of Chummy and Palak. And yes, we are happy to be here this morning.
Great, welcome Palak. We then have Radhika. Radhika, could you please introduce? Radhika, you are on mute, please.
Hi, good morning everyone. This is Radhika Chitalia. My brand name is Jewels by Radhika. We are Mumbai based and a fashion jewelry brand. Good to be here and see you all today.
Great. Welcome, Radhika. And Rahul, please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I wish you all a very pleasant day, and I'm very happy to be a part of the WeddingWire webinar. And I'm great to see some amazing faces in the morning. Bhumika, hi everyone. Hello, and looking forward to a great webinar.
Amazing. Last but not the least, Rumela from my team, who leads editorial for WeddingWire India.
Thank you, Anam. Hi, everyone. I am Rumela Sen. As Anam mentioned, I lead editorial for WeddingWire India. Overall, I've been in the wedding and luxury industry since the past 6 years, and it's been a wonderful journey. Happy to be here with all of you today.
Amazing. Thank you so much for introducing yourselves. A lot of the participants keep joining during the webinar. We had almost 230 RSVP, so I'm really hoping we have more people joining in as we proceed with the webinar. So again, just to set the context, as you know, this webinar is based around the consumer trends that we are seeing in the new normal, like we call it, not post-COVID, because it's definitely still there. But there are some really interesting trends that we've been seeing in the beauty fashion space, which we would obviously love to get your thoughts on. Also, in the interest of time and to be able to moderate the session well, we've assigned certain questions to certain panelists, which again, please feel free if you feel there is any input that you would like to probably add on to that question. Please feel free to raise your hand and share with us whatever your input might be. So just to kick off the webinar, my first questions is to actually Radhika. In terms of how do you think the approach of consumers, specifically brides, has changed in terms of how they look at selecting their wedding jewelry and they go about the entire buying process during the COVID pandemic that we've seen?
Yeah. So the brides actually have no choice than, it's like a contactless world right now of e-commerce, where they have no option but shopping online. And but I'm sure they're really looking forward to come back to going to retail stores and shopping and, enjoying the whole experience for their big special day. Yes, there's a lot of online shopping happening for brides.
Got it. So in terms of the online shopping, Radhika, that you are rightly mentioning in the current scenario, how are the brides going ahead and doing, say, trial and testing for jewelry? Because you do want to keep jewelry on yourself and you want to see how it's. How are you managing that?
No, there's no trial and testing happening. Yeah, it's completely online. So of course they are buying whatever they want from their favorite brands. Yeah. So, but it's completely contactless at the moment. Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Perfect. My next question is to Palak. in terms of what are the new fashion trends you're actually seeing emerging in the Indian wedding industry at this point of time, considering that we've always had the concept of big, fat, beautiful Indian wedding, which will definitely be there. But in the new formats that everyone is going ahead and getting married, what are the trends that you are seeing coming up right now?
So what I have noticed is that a lot of brides are going the contemporary way. Okay, uh, because it's the new normal and it is a limited crowd. So they just feel that in terms of there is a lesser crowd, so lesser norms, lesser rules. So they are really happy to experiment with what their style is or what their personality is. So that is something that is becoming very evident. And besides that, I think lots of brides and groom now have a very clear picture of what they're envisioning their wedding day to be like, overall look and vibe of the whole day. And they've kind of like really diving into deep details about what exactly they want. And they're very clear about that vision. And they are very happy to experiment and do things their way. And yeah, I mean, I've rarely met any confused brides, which I would have a few years back. Like they would be always open. Now they are very clear when they come to us. So yeah, that's good.
That's great. No, I think we do resonate the sentiment that you are mentioning, that the brides and the couples are so clear with their vision for the wedding that it gets easier for all of us also to service them in the right manner because they know exactly what they are looking for. Perfect. Moving ahead, my next question is to Bhumika. Bhumika, because of this entire contactless piece that we everyone is focusing on, what are the operational and the booking challenges and changes that you are seeing in the hair and makeup industry? Because this is, again, we are so close to the brides and their families during this entire process. How are you managing the entire thing, and what are the challenges?
Right. So looking at this thing from a 360 degrees angle, see from me as a part of it, as a part of the industry, as a makeup artist, or looking it from the perspective of the beauty brands, be it the promotions or the production or the manufacturing that they're doing, or from the consumer perspective, like my client perspective, I feel that it is getting very difficult and very tight at this point of time. Though I've been like going for makeups and everything, sanitization and sterilization as a makeup artist is like on the high priority. Apart from that, RT-PCR, getting the RT-PCR done before the bookings, after the bookings, the initial swab test, and then the immediate swab test, and the time for makeup is the same. See, understand, and what is happening is that the time is the same. The bride will not sit for like 2 hours for the makeup. So in that particular 1 to 1.5 hour, we have to accommodate the sanitization, sterilization, and everything. Apart from that, because of what is happening, be the social distancing or the people working from home, the brides working from home, or maybe wearing the mask. Now it is a game of attractions and distractions. Now from the lips, I'm a makeup artist. I work with this part of the body, but now I have to move towards the eyes. So a lot of the brides are now asking for, give me something which is this. And apart from that, a lot of powder focus on the clients is now booming up. A lot of my clients, they come and ask me, give me a very good glam look. But because of wearing the mask and everything on the face, we are more moving towards the powder focus. That's what's happening. Yes.
Great. You've actually just addressed one of the questions that I was going to ask you towards the later part, that with the masks becoming so integral to how all of us are living our daily lives, the focus has definitely changed. Do you also see any change in the way that people were earlier approaching hairstyles, Bhumika, specifically for brides?
All right. So now what is happening is, me as a makeup artist, it is not only now me talking to my brides about makeup. Now because see, the salon services are approximately closed now, and because of the physical distancing, people are not comfortable. People coming to their home and doing things. Apart from makeup, the pre-bridal, the post bridal is also coming up on our shoulders. Being said that, the skincare, the hair care, the time I used to take for prep and priming the skin is now again increasing and taking of much importance. The client psyche, the when the bride calls me, I think virtual realities and artificial intelligence, the way we used to, do the in-person consultation, that's not happening. So we are digitally sitting, doing all these Google Meet and Zoom meetings and making the face charts and everything. And in terms of makeup, again, each and every step that we used to do in that same frame of time is changing. Yes.
Got it. Got it. Perfect. Bhumika, that was really insightful. Thank you so much. Next question is directed to you, Ramela. because you see a lot of consumers coming on board in our WeddingWire community, which is it's really interesting because you get to see what they are discussing on ground, what is exactly going on in the couple's mind. What are the top discussed trends or topics that you're currently seeing in the community?
Thank you so much for the question, Anam. Just for everyone's context, I wanted to share that community is basically a dedicated forum which is available on the WeddingWire India website, and it is especially for all of our couples, brides and grooms to be, or pre-engaged couples for that matter. They can come on this platform and they have a lot of discussions with each other, asking questions about wedding planning, honeymoon stories, anything related to unique hashtags that they might need. Like Anam, you mentioned, we were just talking to Anushka Ranjan a few days ago, where she said that she chose red pants for her Sangeet night because she wanted to slip into something that is very, very comfortable. And that is a very similar pattern that we are also seeing on community. Brides, they want to wear a showstopper outfit, but they don't want to wear anything very heavy. They're looking for very lightweighted, breezy designs which can make them feel very comfortable. They're also asking a lot of questions about styling pastel lehengas, how to style ruffle saris. So I think the trend has moved towards something which is very, very unique, but at the same time very comfortable. They don't want to go into that uncomfortable zone. They really want to enjoy their wedding at the best way possible.
Awesome. Yes, I think I definitely agree with you, Rumela, that the entire trend of functional fashion actually picking up at this point of time. And someone who really comes to my mind during this time is Deepika. When she got married and she had that beautiful red dress with beautiful stilettos, and then she changed into sneakers, and it was a very, very free feel that she had during the later part of the event. So, and I am so looking forward to that interview that we've just had with the Aditya Seal and Anushka Ranjan. I can't wait to see that out. Great. Abra, you've just raised your hand. Would you want to add on to something here, please?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, my name is Abrara. I'm an event planner. I'm based in Kolkata. So I hope you can listen to me clearly. Like you can hear me
Absolutely,
clearly.
Abra. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So as Rumela said, brides are getting into more comfortable outfits and comfortable entire thing, and then more glammed up. Like they are looking for something that makes them look beautiful and gorgeous and perfect as a bride, but still that should be comfortable. And I really agree on that point because the thing is happening nowadays. Weddings are not that heavy like as it used to be. Mostly we used to have a gathering of over 1,000 people if it is a big fat Indian wedding. But now what we are seeing from our clients end, they are only maximum 200 or 250 guests. Okay, so the crowd is very close to them and very shallow. So what they are becoming more comfortable. They are becoming more comfortable because there is less people to judge. When there is more people, so they are very conscious about how they are looking and how everything has to be done according to the tradition. But now they are becoming more confident, more free, because they know the people they are hanging out with, the people they are invited in the wedding, they are very much comfortable with whatever they want to wear, but it should be like something they would like to wear, the bride or the groom, the closest
Absolutely.
person.
Got it.
I have noticed this.
Thank you so much, Abra. It was really nice of you to actually share that input with us. And you're very right. Weddings are all about having the loved ones and close ones with us. And somewhere it's actually a positive movement also that we are seeing that people are comfortable wearing whatever they are, as long as they are okay with the entire, how do I say, the look and feel of it. Obviously, it has to be as per the event that they are attending, but comfort is definitely taking a priority. So thank you so much for sharing that, Abra. Bhumika, I think you've also raised a hand, please.
So just adding to the point of comfort from a makeup perspective, a lot of my brides call me. This is very interesting. They call me and ask me what fabric should I choose for the mask, what thread should I choose for the mask. I tell them, Baba, I will take care of everything. Just make sure that your mask is comfortable and breathable. So that is one perspective from the makeup. Yeah.
That's really interesting that brides are actually taking your inputs in terms of what are the mask fabrics that they should choose. Thank you so much. Moving on to Rahul, would really love to understand how do you think in terms of say right now the changes that we've all been discussing, but in terms of the pattern, the buying pattern, or say the spending pattern for jewelry. Jewelry is such a big chunk of the entire wedding budgets for us Indians. So, what is the change that you've been seeing, Rahul, right now?
So Anand, there has been a drastic change, of course, in terms of the spending pattern, but that has worked in both pros and cons way during the pandemic. Like if we say, for example, if a client had a total budget of say 25 lakhs and they had to spend like in all the things from a grand venue to everything, but now the limited gathering and limited people around, so people are actually investing more in a way because they know that okay, we have to take something which is long term and something which will give them returns in a time period. So in that ways, we have seen that there has been an increased trend in only gold jewelry buying. Like people are going for more gold rather than more the uncuts and everything. And there has been a marginal shift also in terms of from precious to semi-precious. Because what people are doing usually is that they are buying semi-precious for their occasions and they're just buying bullion, like raw gold, and just keeping it as an investment. So yeah, now if we talk about overall marginal ratio, so the essential is the priority. Like of course the bride is taken care of first and then comes the number of her mom or her aunt because the bride is the main scenario. Yes, so this is what I would like to add on.
Thank you so much. Actually, that's a very important point that here this important point that the budget is actually not decreasing. So if someone had in mind that we are going to be spending 20-25 lakh, only a shift in that spend is happening. So they are probably investing that by buying gold jewelry, or they are spending more to do say customizations and to literally give their guests a very different approach in terms of how they might have done with 500 guests. So it's more customized, more personalized. People are actually looking for destination weddings towards like really close places to the cities. So thank you so much for sharing that, Rahul. We have also been seeing a lot of inputs from our consumers around the same lines, which is everyone was fearing that oh my god, now with smaller events and intimate weddings, is the spending going to go down? But the fact is that the spending is only getting moved to other buckets, but it's still definitely there. Great, thank you, Rahul. My next, sorry, Palak, you raised your hand. Please go ahead. You want to add something?
Yeah, so in continuation to what Rahul said, that even though it is the post-pandemic era, or it is a more intimate wedding, people want to make sure that their event is memorable, and people want to, because it's a long-term memory that you're going to capture, so they are going to make sure that they choose the vendors which they anyways wanted to go for. Like they will choose the makeup artist they wanted to. They are not going to cut on that. They will choose a photographer that they wanted to, because I think post pandemic, or our sentiments and all, it's become very precious to make sure that the small events or a big event, you just kind of do it the best way possible, because it's a lifetime of memories. So like he said, that people are making sure that they achieve what their wedding goal was, but maybe in a little more personalized, intimate way, and with a lot of knowledge about what they want. So yeah, I mean that's what we have a very, like, as a brand, I feel that like the bridesmaid shopping or the family shopping, yes, that has taken a hit, but the brides are still having their way. So that's the way I have noticed.
Absolutely. The bride is the project manager for this entire wedding. And I think this is universal. And we actually see this across our global brands. We are present in 16 countries, as you would probably know. 10 countries in Europe. We're there in the UK. We're there in US. And this is a sentiment we actually see globally. That the entire idea of having your wedding in a certain manner, that dream wedding that you've always thought of, while there are situations right now that are not under our control, but people are definitely trying and having to live their dream in the best way possible. So Palak, thank you so much for adding that point. My next question is actually to all of you right now on the panel here, in terms of how do you think the customers are responding to the challenges that are coming continuously, and again these are unpredictable challenges. So how are you helping your consumers, your clients, and also navigating these challenges as a business? Anyone who would probably want to add to this? Bhumika, please go ahead.
Right. So I feel that the challenges that we are facing from the other side of the perspective and from the other side of the picture, the consumers are very well informed and known about that. It's mutual. They know that we are facing challenges, and similarly, so again from the makeup industry perspective, a lot of my brides, what is happening is because of the pandemic happening right now, the dates are shifting. The very end moment, one of my brides, the date got cancelled, and she wants to shift to the next week. At that point of time, she's not getting anyone else because everyone else is booked in the industry. So at that point of time, we, as the industry perspective, we have to help them, and it's mutual, and they understand the way we have been helping them. Be it about the immediate test that we're doing, the swab test that we're doing, anything which is about related to safety, sanitization, sterilization, they're right there with us in this. So I feel it's mutual and very, very comfortable between both the perspectives. Yes.
Okay, great. That's really good to know. Rahul, please.
Yes, I would like to add on to this question. So I feel that human beings are very, very adaptive, and I think we have come a long way in these last 2 years. Now, see, as per the last year, the weddings are not getting cancelled, but just that the venue is being shifted. I've noticed it myself. Like, I thought now when the COVID lockdown was announced in Delhi, I thought that, oh my God, again, my orders are going to cancel and clients are not going to come and pick up their orders. But nothing like that happened. They actually came and picked up their stuff right on their dates. So what I could see that they are doing more destination weddings, because if we have a 20 people gathering in Delhi, people are shifting their venue. So I feel that they are navigating very well. Just that they're taking all the precautions, but the festivities are going on. And for us as a challenge, I would say that working from home was a challenge in terms of, see, when we design, then it's all good. Like, I can coordinate with my design team. But when it comes to the physical aspects of jewelry, like we have beading and trials and all those details, so in that case, it gets very difficult for us. So this is like a challenge, yeah.
Absolutely. Rumela, please go ahead.
Just one small point that I wanted to add on behalf of WeddingWire India, because we help so many couples navigate through their wedding planning journey. We've seen a huge change in sentiment since 2020 till now. After all of the challenges that they have gone through, I think people have understood that health has to be the first priority. And like Rahul rightly mentioned, they're very adaptive. They are willing to change the dates if required, cap their guest size if required, because they know that nothing is more important than health right now, which is obviously a very positive sentiment that we have seen in people. And they're also willing to postpone because they know that love is not cancelled. It never is. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes. So we saw a lot of these new formats come up for the weddings. We had shift weddings, we had minis followed by like celebrations at a later stage. We also had the entire concept of intimate weddings really picking up, which was pretty well known in the West, but for Indians, it was definitely an alien concept. But I just love how everyone has really picked it up, changed it in the manner best suited to them, but they are still definitely going ahead and celebrating with their loved ones on this special day. Amazing. My next question is, Bhumika, directed to you. While the bride is definitely the center, but like you also said, the bridesmaids and the mother of the bride for that matter, they also did get some services along with the bride. But now, since we are really focused on having lesser number of people around, not too much of crowd in this space that you were earlier using, do you think that it's changed the way that you were approaching the additional requests that would come along with the bride earlier?
Right. So again, as Rahul was also mentioning, like the in-person consultations are missing now. Earlier, when we used to talk to the bride and about the sider's makeup, pre-post bridal bookings, and it was very easy that we'll be doing this. Now, because of that lack of in-person consultation and talking digitally is a problem. Adding to that, now what's happening is the number of makeups are the same. I tell you, Anu, the bride who comes, who says ki makeup, you will have to do my makeup, my mother will also get it done from you, the bridesmaid will also get it done from you. Why? Because of the safety perspective. I'm tested negative and the bride knows. So they don't want more people or more makeup artists to join the meeting. Being said that, the separations of the rooms and where we do the makeup, like the safety, wellness, and hygiene is right there. One more challenge to this is a lot of things that I've been seeing here, apart from this being positive. This DIY thing is trending these days. A lot of the cider makeups that I do and a lot of bridesmaids who come, or because people have a lot of time, they're working from home, and so they come and say that we can do it yourself. I saw this on the net, and this is the content, and I can do it myself. Do my smoky, I can do it like this. So this DIY thing is like way too much these days. So that is what we have to handle here. But otherwise, it's going good. The number of makeups are not changing now.
Great. Thank you so much, Bhumika. Rahul, you wanted to add something, please?
Yeah, I think I would just like see, I feel that this is happening going on, and like so.
I'm sorry, Rahul, could you please repeat? I think we kind of lost you in between. Rahul, could you please repeat?
Yeah, I'm saying that I would like to just add on to Bhumika's deal with yourself. So basically, people are now getting smart enough in terms of because we have a lot of online tutorials. Even if this statement does, we have so many online tutorials. So people are learning, and I think it's a more open space for everyone. I don't know if I'm audible.
Rahul, I'm really sorry, but it's really getting cut. Do you want to maybe just switch off your video? And if that improves what you're saying, I could hear you in bits and pieces. So.
Am I audible now?
Absolutely, you're really clear. Please go ahead, Rahul.
So I just wanted to add a point that we have a lot of do-it-yourself scenario now, because I think the world is getting more smaller with the more online platform. We have so many online tutorials happening, be it makeup and whatever. So I think people are learning new things and they are getting more adaptive.
Got it. Thank you so much, Rahul. That is definitely true, that the world is becoming smaller by the day. That's the beauty of it, that all of us are really connected, and probably we could really sit down and have this webinar at this point of time because we are so well connected. Moving on, Palak, my next question is to you, and kind of taking inputs from what you said when we initially started this discussion, that a lot of brides are probably picking up contemporary ensembles as a trend these days. But right, traditional ensembles in an Indian wedding have always been an integral part. So do you think with the increasing number of intimate weddings, is there a possible shift in the combination of traditional and contemporary wear that you will be seeing? Or is there any other specific consumer behavior with regards to choosing their ensemble that you are seeing these days?
So what I have realized is that, because brides now have a very individual sense of style, okay, there are many who are still opting for the traditional way of dressing, but it's very personalized. It doesn't have to follow the norm. So if I were to do a red lehenga, I do not have to do how it was typically done. I mean, we have brides who are doing a red lehenga with a ruffle blouse or with an off-shoulder blouse because she wants to wear the color red. She always envisioned herself as a red bride, but doesn't necessarily have to follow the protocol of how a bridal lehenga is supposed to be. Or she would, go for a switch, as you mentioned. She would do the traditional drape and then move on to a different style of a blouse. Earlier we would see brides wearing, the dupatta across the choli, and then, now I'm seeing a lot of brides just ditching that thing and taking it right away on their head, just because. So I just feel that their personality and how they, their individuality is coming out from what they are choosing, rather than just following how it is supposed to be.
Definitely. I think the point that you've mentioned with regards to a lot of brides actually using a veil on top of that on their lehenga, that's definitely something picking up. In fact, I think Katrina also recently wore veil with her sari, and she really looked gorgeous for the sari look that she had done. Great. My next question is to Radhika, and I think she's probably just dropped by chance. Palak, you wanted to add something, please?
So just wanted to mention, when Rahul mentioned that, the brides have become really adaptive in terms of, planning the whole thing online. Okay, it's not easy. I mean, if I were in their place, I would also get jitters, agreeing to all the aspects, like from food to clothes to jewelry to a makeup person. You're doing the entire process online, can be jittery. And we have a lot of brides who are doing it across countries. Okay, which means there is no account. I mean, you have the fear of accountability, you have the fear of you don't know what you're seeing and what you're going to get. But they've been really, I can say, badass, with trusting, with doing their research, with knowing what they want. And that has made us as a brand become very aware of the trust that people have in us, become very aware as to how we should bridge the gap and make the process as seamless as possible. Do video tutorials in terms of how to measure yourself, stay in touch more constantly, kind of make sure that they don't feel, they don't miss the real time shopping experience. Try our best to bridge the gap. Of course, there is, we can't match it up, but in our own way, help them at least have that seamless experience. And we've learned that people are extremely happy with the end result. And I mean, earlier, if you were in any city in Bombay or in India, it was not difficult to travel for shopping. I mean, everyone would do that. But now we have somebody who's staying, say, just even 200, 300 kilometers away is opting for a virtual consult and a virtual shopping experience, which is great. I mean, so adaptability, yes. I mean, hats off to them, I would say.
Absolutely. I think I cannot agree with you less that couples, for them anyways, it's a very high emotion driven period at this point of time, and to get jitters during this time in a so-called pre-COVID normal scenario was normal. So right now, hats off to everyone to be able to manage during this time that they have. Bhumika, you wanted to please make some point?
Adding on to whatever we're discussing right now, I think there is a surge. So I am a makeup artist and a makeup educator as well. And so there is a surge in the makeup education business also. So like when I started my online course, like I was the first one to do it online in pre-COVID times. Everyone thought that it is not possible. Even the very idea was like alien, that how will she do it online? It's not possible. At this point of time, it is making sense to everyone. So I just completed 45 seasons of my 3-day online course, 7 to 10 seasons of my 7-day online course. Recently, just yesterday only, I finished my 7-day offline course, which happened online also. At the same point of time, people are seeing it online. So there's a surge in the makeup education business, which is making sense to everyone, which never made sense to anyone in pre-COVID times.
Absolutely. I think on that point, there is nothing more that we will agree that people literally change during this time. To add to the point that Rahul had made, that we are adaptable as human beings, and we really went ahead. In fact, when we look at our numbers at WeddingWire India, I've seen a 50%. It's a 52% increase in terms of our registrations year on year, and the amount of app downloads and the amount of registration that we have seen on mobile web, they are upwards of 45%, 54% year on year, and that's a very clear movement when we see of people actually doing their research, like Palak was saying, right, that people are doing their research online before they go ahead and they do the final planning. They are spending time, they're looking at options, they're going through reviews. So it's definitely a clear indication that what we were envisioning to be a consumer trend shift, say 4-5 years down the line, in terms of people becoming comfortable looking at garments online, doing say hair and makeup tutorials online, and or finding their jewelry online. The idea is that wedding planning online has been fast tracked because of COVID, and we will see that definitely picking up in the coming months. I really hope situation gets better, but this positive shift which has been in terms of saving time actually, because a lot of this has also led to cutting unnecessary time wasted that the brides and their families, groom side also for that matter, were doing. The idea is now to actually utilize their time in more productive things while definitely enjoying the process and keeping the entire joy of this wedding planning in place. Right. Abraha, if you don't mind, can I please come back to you in some time? Just in the interest of time, I would like to move to the next question. Thank you so much. Please. Thank you so much. Moving on, my next question is to Radhika. Radhika, thank you so much for joining back. I saw that you had by chance got dropped off. So, in terms of the types of the bridal jewelry that we have, every season has seen brides prefer a certain type of bridal jewelry. So, during these last 1.5, 2 years, specifically for 2021, for that matter, what were the shifts that you saw in the bridal jewelry trends? And is there anything that you are predicting for 2022 that we should keep an eye on?
Yeah, no. So, see, there's not a major shift I've seen because, every girl has a dream set. How she wants to look on her wedding day, what she wants to wear, what kind of jewelry she wants to wear. So I feel there's not much of compromise on any look of hers because she knows what she wants to wear for her. I just find them a little less confused now. They know what they want. They know they've done their research. They know which brand they want to wear, what kind of jewelry they want. So I think they're just more clear in the head. I don't see any major shift in the kind of jewelry they're wearing. They all are very clear in their head that I want to wear this, I want to carry this brand on my special day.
Got it.
Yeah.
So in terms of definitely being clear, and I think as more and more of you are resonating the same sentiment that couples are very clear, they know exactly what they are looking for. I think it just makes it easy for you also to be providing that as a brand. In terms of, say, the heavy jewelry versus lighter jewelry pieces, are you by chance seeing any of those shifts happening, that people are probably going for more of lighter pieces, or they are still happy with investing?
I've not seen that change. No.
Okay.
Because I think the bride wants to look like she wants to look like a princess on her special day. So, there's no compromise as, she's wearing lighter jewelry, or even if the crowd is becoming less, even the gathering is becoming less, she is going to look what she wants, what she has, visualized herself to be on her special day. Yeah. So I have not seen any change. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Radhika. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bella, my next question is to you in terms of what do you think is a common sentiment these days between a maximalist or a minimalist approach that consumers and couples might be having right now?
I think the word would be chic minimalist. Like Palak also mentioned, they don't want to stop spending. The budget is probably the same, but more focus is on personalization, attention to details, how much more they can do in the wedding planning. So whenever we talk to couples, their intimate wedding guest list sizes start from 200. It's not a 20-50 guest list that we are talking about, unless of course there are a lot of guidelines that have to be followed. Unlike our international companies, wherein when we talk to our colleagues, they tell us that people are getting married with 50 or 60 people coming to the wedding. It's different in India. So this sentiment of really celebrating it in a grand way has not changed. But in terms of trends, the kind of clothes they are wearing, the way they are planning, the personalization that they are doing in the decor, all of that has changed a lot. I have seen that in decorations, probably the back where the people are sitting, and then the back end, that decoration is getting a lot of attention because a lot of photography is happening around there. Floral trends like chandeliers are being put, and there are floral swings during the mehendi or the haldi ceremony. So attention to details. The seating area, probably it's more personalized with people's names on it, and there are guest charts, there are wedding favors with names on it. So it's beautiful how much attention the couples are actually putting in to make the journey more personalized for people, so that they feel like the attention is more on the guests who are being invited. So intimate weddings are becoming like a celebration with all of your close ones in it. Not just about the brouhaha or the show off of the wedding, but like a celebration of everyone together.
Got it. Thank you, Rumela. Rahul, please go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to add on some personalization, what we have done in jewelry during this COVID era. So, we came up with very interesting monograms for the Karira, which had a lock and then we had initials inside it. So that was a very good, we got a lot of good response in that. And then we did a lot of emotional sentiments to the jewelry, like how we did photo frames hanging to the Kaliras. people who have lost their parents, or they want that their father mother should be around during their wedding. So we came up with these photo frames hanging in the karikas. So people just loved them, and we got a very good response, and it was like an emotional value to the jewelry.
Thank you, Rahul, for sharing that actually, because I personally love your Kaliras, by the way. And seeing them on celebrities to seeing them on all the other beautiful brides, your designs are amazing. Personally, definitely love the work that all of you are doing for that matter. But you exactly pointed to this trend that we also saw where people were getting, say, a note from a loved one who probably has not been able to kind of join in or has passed away, to actually be written on their lehenga. There was this beautiful bride who had a famous quote of her dad actually weaved in her lehenga. And it's just beautiful how people are really focusing on making memories and are really focusing on personalization at this point of time. And Rahul, just an extension of the inputs that you just shared, do you see any other piece of jewelry really picking up during these last 2 years, which has become like a bit of a trend, and you also see it kind of being carried forward?
See, apart from these personalized pieces, of course, we see people are demanding a lot of multifunctional pieces. Like in terms of, for example, they're opting for more versatile pieces which can be used later on. Like we have satlaras which can be split into two. We have matha patti which can be converted into a necklace. So all these options are really helpful for the client. And apart from that, as I mentioned earlier, that people are investing a lot only in gold pieces, like which are experimented but only with gold. It has a lot less uncut diamonds because of its resale value. And also, in fact, we have done personalized pieces for clients where we have put moissanite polkis in gold base. So that also is a good resale value in terms of if we see for the longer period of time, because they can simply melt on the piece later on and they can get the value of the gold back. Yeah, so this is
Oh, great.
yeah.
So it basically leads to a lesser cut of the gold when you remove the stone, right? Because I
Yes,
think earlier that there
absolutely.
used to be a lot of wastage if they are reselling the jewelry.
Absolutely, yes. And
Okay,
also, I
great.
would like to add on to this that as we have seen two major Bollywood weddings in last 2 years, which was of course Deepika's and Katrina's, and we were happy being doing their accessories. So you see that a lot of heirloom pieces have come back into trend. Like people are simply opting for their heirloom mother's jewelry. What they are going for is the bead change, and they are just adding uh, the bridal accessories to it. Like they're buying new bridal accessories, the matha patti, sheesh patti, nath, everything, but they're sticking to her mother's real piece and just putting more nice semi-precious beads around it and making it like a new look altogether.
That's yes. The heirloom jewelry, I think, started as a trend around 1.5 years back, and it's definitely picked up really well. I remember we had actually done an entire campaign around heirloom pieces. Rumela, correct me if I'm wrong. It was Mother's Day that we had done the campaign, right?
Yes, absolutely. And so many experts from the industry, celebrities like Ishita Dutta also spoke about how heirloom mattered a lot for their wedding. Not just jewelry, but wearing clothes, like taking a shawl or a dupatta from their mother's trousseau, or probably getting like a crockery from the mother and adding it to the bridal trousseau. It's beautiful how sentiments played such a wonderful role in the whole wedding celebration.
Great, great. I think overall, it's just really great, all these inputs that all of you are sharing right now. And somewhere, I think all of us have definitely seen that this entire pandemic era made us adapt to weddings in a very different manner that we would have probably never thought of, to have Zoom weddings and to literally join friends' weddings remotely was something that we would have not imagined 2 years back. But nevertheless, I think it has led to a lot of trends that have picked up for the time being. Some trends that will definitely continue for a longer time. How do you think this is going to be shaping 2022 majorly in terms of weddings? Because this year also is pretty heavy in terms of the muhurats and all that we look at, right? We are in January right now. We had around 5 muhurats in January, but I know the rest of the year is also pretty heavy. We have almost 45 muhurats plus 26 additional dates that we could look at. from the perspective of people getting married. And seeing how October, November, December were actually really heavy in terms of the wedding season that we saw in India, actually after almost 1.5 years post the COVID ceremony. Post COVID pandemic. How do you think the wedding ceremonies and the entire celebration is going to evolve in the coming year? Anyone, please go ahead, Rahul.
I believe that, see, we cannot just totally predict that what's going to happen in the near future, because we have a lot of variants coming in, a lot of things are going haphazard. But what overall picture seems to be that weddings are going to happen, be it a limited ceremony, but for sure the festivities will go on. Even if people are doing weddings with limited gathering, the jewelry, the clothes shopping will still remain on. The modes might change, which gets from offline to online, and things might be a little difficult from how they were in the past. But definitely, yes, looking to a brighter future. As I said, that all my clients came to the store, picked up their jewelry, and which I was really happy about. A couple of weddings got cancelled, which were in Delhi, which were like very massive gatherings.
Rahul, I think we lost you again. Rahul, can you hear us? No worries. Rahul, can you hear us? No worries. We will come back to Rahul again. I think he was just sharing an input. So we'll definitely come.
I am seeing that, people are extremely happy with smaller gatherings and smaller weddings, So, and I'm seeing that people do not want to delay their happiness. So no matter whatever guidelines come in, even if it's with a smaller crowd, people want to go ahead with the wedding. So I don't see cancellations happening. And like so many brides I met, they were so happy that, oh, it's my closest people, who anyways wanted such a large wedding. So it's a change and shift in mindset. Yes, the big fat might come back, but people are just enjoying this bit of a change in the wedding scene as well.
Absolutely, Palak. That is definitely the right sentiment that we are also actually seeing in a lot of couples and other vendor partners that we are in touch with, hearing the same thoughts. I think Abraha, would you like to just share what you wanted to say, please?
Yeah, hi. As Rahul was saying, people are even as Palak was saying, people are getting more comfortable with the less gathering. And I feel the trend. I don't know what will happen in future before, like after the pandemic is more shallowed down. I'm sorry about that. But yeah. So I feel people will continue to have lesser guests. You know why? Because they are getting more opportunities to spend on, like suppose destination weddings or anything else they would prefer to do, because they have more budget for that extra additional thing. So they would continue to come, like have weddings with lesser guests.
Right.
As I feel, like people with such mindset who want to make a comfortable wedding and just don't want to invite guests for the sake of inviting.
Definitely, Abra. No, I think we personally, we do feel that this is going to be a mix. These are formats that have been picked up at this point of time, but the October, November, December season just kind of reinforced my belief that big fat Indian weddings are not going to go away ever. Weddings for us are a celebration, right? Without all the family, friends, while many might say that, oh my God, 100 people that I don't know, but you still love to have that big gathering, because it's like a festival, right? So definitely formats will change. We might have more events, and we might even have a larger number of events where there are closer groups for certain events but larger groups for other events. I think it is definitely going to be a mix. But thank you so much, Rahul. We have you back. You were saying something but the net went off. Do you want to please continue?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to say that, we cannot totally predict the future, what's going to happen. But as you guys have discussed and I've overheard a few points, that weddings are going to happen for sure, be it more adaptive, be it with limited gatherings, be it with different venues, but for sure, they will remain on. And yeah, the
Absolutely.
only thing is that what I'm missing is that, of course, we had those big fat weddings coming back now in December and Jan again. This thing happened. So that was a little depressing on the start. But then again, I think the momentum picked up and now we are again on the track to the right direction.
Definitely, Rahul. I'm actually really hopeful that the summer weddings are going to be a big contributor this year because when you look at April, May, and June, my God, they are literally full of dates. So I am actually really excited to see how the summer weddings are going to be there, and hoping that everything stays safe. Of course, safety of everyone and health is the priority. But keeping that in mind, super excited to be seeing how the coming season will be. Bhumika, would you want to please add on?
So as Palak mentioned that there is a change in the mindset of the people. It is not only the change in what I feel is it is not only the brides who are getting married, even the earlier generations now who used to believe in morals that no, it is supposed to be on this date particularly, they're ditching everything. All the clocked and the block dates. Now it is about ki makeup artist mil jayega, jewelry mil jayega. So they are now looking at more comfort spaces and it is just about the safety that everyone who's coming to the event is safe and otherwise we believe in God and let's go ahead. So I think
Right.
that this is going to be positive.
Right. No, actually, this entire concept of Har Din Shubh Hai, it picked up around 1.5 years back, and we were so happy because I remember in 2020 beginning, before COVID had not hit us, we had released this calendar which was around additional dates that people could potentially look at for getting married. The idea was that it'll help vendor partners like yourself to plan how the wedding season is going to look, and also be able to understand that if there is a certain service that you want to maybe say charge a premium for, you can probably do it during those days which are extremely heavy rather than a season which might be slightly lull. But for consumers also to look at and understand that, hey, why not actually look at this period when I can plan my wedding, because I'm getting 2 additional days of holiday and then a sandwich that I create with just one leave, I get like 5 days to celebrate. So absolutely right. At this point of time, people are really looking at availability. People are looking at say availability of the partners, availability of the venue. They are also looking at figuring out how easy the place is to navigate. Is it like literally motorable from the current destination that they might be staying at? So this is picking up, and we're pretty sure that it will actually continue because it has helped change that mindset that people always had, that oh my god, if you don't get married on this particular date, it's not the right approach. So definitely, as long as the two people in love are getting married, everything can be worked around that. Rumela, you had a point, so please.
This is exactly what I wanted to talk about. Last year, we spoke to a lot of astrologers to understand how non-Saya dates can work for our couples. Because when things got easier after COVID, there was a lot of demand and venues were not available on Saya dates. So it had become very challenging for our couples as well, and they were contacting us for information. What astrologers kept telling us was that they could always look at the Janam Patris, Kundlis of the couples and come out with specific auspicious muhurats. So they do not have to specifically look at Saya dates only for the weddings to happen, which again opened up a lot of business opportunities for all of our amazing wedding business partners, because then people were not just looking at Saya dates and night weddings. There were opportunities for day weddings also. For example, if a venue was already occupied at night, another couple could get married during the day or do like maybe a pre-wedding ceremony during the day. So I think in 2022 we'll see that again. We'll obviously talk to astrologers again to understand how it's working out, but that option is definitely there for our couples if they would want to go ahead and explore it.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, thank you, Rumela, for sharing that. And like I said, we strongly feel that it's just a little bit of a slowdown that we've had in this January month, which is majorly because of the increase in cases. But pretty sure that everyone is taking the due precautions, keeping safety as the priority. People are definitely figuring their way out. But like I said, super excited to see how the summer weddings will be picking up, and I'm sure we will see a lot of interesting stuff coming. So it's great. We literally completed on time. Thank you so much, everyone. Bhumika, Palak, Rahul, Radhika, Rumela. It was literally a pleasure to have you guys on the panel, and really appreciate all the expert inputs that you've shared. To everyone else who joined us for this webinar today, really appreciate you taking out time. Abraha, loved you sharing your inputs from Calcutta. So lovely seeing you here as well. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you guys again.
Thank you. Thank you for
so
having
much.
us.
Thank you so
for
much.
having
Have a
us.
good day. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. Bye.